Hello everyone, let's go. So this is what we did up till last video or live stream. We'll be working on textures of the model now as uh, we completed eyelashes. We'll do main body textures and then Vismaze and last rig. So I might also work a bit on hairs because like they are too heavy at the moment. I'll reduce poly count for these hairs as well. So let's start, and I'll first of all I'll select the main character body, or before doing that I'll just simply use these hairs. Click on these, press Ctrl Shift H, and I'll okay. So before finalizing them, I'll be like going back to some. I'll do a little bit of changes. Okay, not that. Generator. Okay, strand count is okay. Subdivision is 2, no issues, and even flatten UV has 2, so I guess this is fine. I'll okay, we can like try to finalize it. Control Shift H. Okay, and finalize here. So this is the finalized converted hairs, and I'll put this file into okay, I'll keep it here only right now. I'll move it to a new collection called I underscore bros. Maybe naming is a bit tough thing to do for me. You can name whatever you want to. I guess this is the file. No, what is that? That's the main character retopo. Okay, and I'll just hide these and check. Okay, so things don't work as they supposed. The finalized hairs appear to be very bad, so I delete this. Go back to the eyebrows that we created. Again, press Ctrl Shift H. Convert hair to mesh. Okay, the moment I do that, it acts seriously weird, which it shouldn't be, but let's try to solve it by like okay, even the texture is fine, but still it's not working correctly as it is supposed to. We can do one thing. Maybe change the texture. Material 10 maybe. And change the color. No, it still doesn't work fine. Okay, that's sad. Base opacity. Mm, somehow it's not working correctly. Let me just find out why it's doing that. Everything is appearing to be fine, but the things are not being applied to the mesh correctly. So maybe it's because of visibility. Hold out visibility in viewport shadows in front textured. Okay, let's check. Seriously irritating, but let me just go to. Okay, I'll just shift enter. These guys don't have UV somehow. That isn't a correct thing, I guess. Maybe that is one of the reasons it's not working correctly. Because I'll do a like unwrap it now, it will be like divided into so many different strands, which is also incorrect. So let's delete this one, go back to our. Oh, what the hell? I'll go back a few times. Okay, yeah, fine, it's working again. I'll go to you solid viewport, press Ctrl Shift H. Okay, first I'll select this. Okay, let's check what curves gives us. And if I convert curve to mesh, okay, better. So we have to first convert it to curve and then to mesh. Then I'll go to edit mode, select them all, and they are about 14,000 tries. Way too much, but like I'll use them as is. Even though I feel that I can reduce the curve count. So let's go back a few steps. Control Shift H, transfer hair system, or maybe like before converting it to curves, I'll reduce the subdivision to 1 and I'll go down to like flat profile curve and reduce it to 1 as well, resolution over here, and press Ctrl Shift H again, transfer here system to curve. Okay, and we have got the curves. I'll move to eyebrows. And I'll be converting it to like a mesh now. And if I hide these, yes, everything works fine. Let me just go in. Yes, they have way reduced the poly count to like 3000, which is fine for me. Now it's about hairs. We need to do almost similar thing to hairs as well. Like hairs are too heavy at the moment, uh, which will be a problem later on while rendering the animation. Even though I haven't done the scalp, which I have to. Uh, we might do the scalp as well. Maybe in next part and complete that too, or maybe I should like do the scalp in this one only, but let's just hide the entire finalized hair collection, go to hairs again, which we created with hair tool add-on, and we'll reduce the subdivision count on almost all the layers. Like this one is like 7, which we'll reduce it to like 3 first, or even 2 would do because there are no such major changes, or maybe 1. Okay, let's see the difference. 1 versus, okay, so it has reduced resolution to all of them, I guess, because they are sharing this. So I'll increase it to like 3 again. They look appear to be way better, so I'll reduce it to 2 first. Okay, 2 is fine. I'll go to first select this one and go to like strands and reduce it to like 3 maybe. Let's check what's the difference. 5. So we need that much geometry. 4, 5. I'll keep this one to 5. I'll go to like strands from grid mesh surface and try to reduce it to 4. This one is okay with 4, I guess. And I'll do the same for the back hairs. Okay, it's already on 4. Let's do it on 3. Done. And there is one more layer, which is this one. We'll go to strands from grid and turn it to 3. Okay, is pathetic. Let's go with 4. I'm going to like increase the number of strands to like 40 for the main one, or maybe 45. So let's see what is the difference we get. We should know about that too. Let's turn on the finalized here first. Select them all. Go to edit mode. We have 3,34,000 tries. Did we save anything is the question. Why did we use the sub count for most of the hairs? So I'll select all of them. Okay, so I'm not selecting the hairs, I'm selecting just the base meshes. So from there I'll select hairs only. Have I selected all of them? Yes. I'll press Shift H. Oh, sorry, not Shift H. Control Shift H. I'll click on Finalize here. I'll press OK. I'll move them to like a new collection. Okay, they are hidden at the moment. So I'll press N and move them to like F underscore hairs underscore 2 and create it, so that our previous finalized hairs and the new ones are like in separate collections. I'll turn off finalized hairs and turn off hairs as well, and let's go to edit mode and check. Oh, we have brought it down to 72,000 tries, which is like a lot less compared to what we had before. I guess I can add hairs on the back, like more stands. So let's do that. I'll delete this one. I'll go back to my hairs. I'll select the last one and go to strands and increase this to like 50 maybe, so that I have more of them. Or 70. Yes, 70 feels to be fine for now. Cool. Let's just finalize this one as well. Shift H, finalize here. Okay, I've converted it to mesh. I need to just finalize here. And okay, still it's this is the finalized one. It has been converted into a curve. No, this one I guess is the final one. I'll move it to F hair 2 again and turn off hairs and go to edit mode. much better. So most of everything is working correctly at the moment, and we'll move on further. I'll save everything, press N, press Q, and move. Okay, so no, I'll click on file and go to export settings and FBX. Okay, so before doing that, I'll like duplicate the retopology mesh, press okay, not press, I'll click on export. I'll export this one, but before even doing that, I'll just uh, delete all the materials and add a new material, main underscore body underscore mat. So we'll keep a material at least, and I'll first of all add these two to quick favorites by pressing right click on FBX and GLTF, because I use them a lot, so it's better they are in like my quick favorites, and I am easily able to export things. I'll choose FBX. I'll click on mesh others, selected object. Instead of auto, I'll click on copy and like click on this. I'll turn off the animation, and I guess we are good to go. I'll find a place that like I'll create a folder, substance underscore texturing, and character 1 FBX. Okay, export, no issues. Let's save the file. So we should have two of them. Yes, we have those. Oh, fine. Finalized hairs here. So I'll move this one to like hairs. Like these are the eyebrows. Give me a minute. Let me just. I have to go for a moment, I guess. Sorry for that. Water tank was full. Most of the people in India might know about it. पानी की टंकी भर गई है, मेरे दिमाग की भी. I'll start stream and start Substance Painter. I sometimes feel that I'm not good at any software alone. Like I just kind of suck at all of them equally, but still managing out stuff, that's what matters, I guess. I'll press on new, select, and go to the file, substance texturing. This is the file. I'll open it. Okay, 4096 is fine. So everything seems to be perfect. I'll create a folder first and add a black mask. In black mask, I'll go to polygon fill, UV chunk fill, I guess, would be better. Or I totally forgot how I used to texture, I guess. I might have to search again, like what I'm interested in. But I guess I'm doing uh, stuff right. It's just polygon fill, mesh fill. So I guess it has not imported my seams somehow. I feel that. Or maybe it's not working in. I don't have to do this. I completely forget things. Remove. Okay. Mm, remove mask. I'll add a fill layer. Add it to the folder. Add a black mask here on this one. Or do I have to add a white mask? I seriously don't remember. But all I want is to like select all the lips and separate it. Uh, no, it's not working. Let me just give me a moment. Let me go to some other file. Let's save this one so that we don't have to create it all over again. Tutorial 616. Let's name it character_1 only. Okay, so I'm doing lips and hair separately, and I was merging things back. So okay, I'll do that then. No issues, but like it would have been better if things would have like worked inside a single texture so that we didn't have to merge them back again in like some Photoshop or Photopea. But no issues if I'm doing that. Let's do that only. Let's not waste time. Mm, I know I might be doing something wrong, that's why it's not working, but it should support. Like I remember like I had to create a mask, put like go to mask sizes here. Mm, polygon fill. Okay, everything gets filled up somehow if I'm correct. Was something surely happened when I did that, but okay, no issues. Let's just go back to Blender. I'll find out what I'm doing wrong and maybe show you later on, because like switching from one software to other, like I keep on forgetting things and move forward for like other things, and I learn those at that particular moment and then move on again. So it's like a back and forth thing. I don't think I'm that smart to remember everything, but let's do it this way only, where we have two textures. I'll just fpx it again to the same file only so that we can re-import the mesh. I'll just click on edit, re-import mesh. We'll have two textures. For the first one, I'll add like a base color skin, maybe from Is there any base skin texture? Okay, stone skin, it should be maybe over here. Body stylized, bone stylized, not body. Let me just check if, let me just search it out. I guess that would be better. Skin. So we have this human skin texture that I'll add to her. Okay, it doesn't do much, but okay, so one thing is left to cover, which is we'll go to texture settings and texture set settings, and we'll bake the mesh, bake mesh maps basically, and we'll click on bake. I'll bake all of them because I don't care. It will not take that much of time. This is a very small model, but if the model was too big, then I might have reduced few of the maps that are already being selected. And we'll go return to the paint mode, and then I'll okay, go to layers, and here I'll increase the tiling size to like 30 maybe, or 40. So somehow the strength is just too much. I'll reduce the normal intensity and even the height range. I'll keep it low. This is fine with me. I'll change the skin color to maybe a bit of like, let's try some weird colors first. This is just too much. I guess this will do for my character, this color. Okay. We'll add a layer and we can paint over it. I'll switch it to like overlay, or I'll click on overlay and check. Okay, fine. I'll change the color from white to like, I'll first pick a color from the main body and then I'll move it to like a bluer shade so that we can add. Okay, this is again too much. We'll reduce the like transparency or opacity, but I'll add like some bluer shades. Okay, I'll turn on the mirror as well. Where is mirror? Okay, over here. Yes, so that I don't have to like do stuff again and again. I can change the brush stroke opacity to like maybe 50 so that it's kind of light. I'll add it all inside the eye, no issues. We'll erase some things if we have to. I'll erase this definitely. There's a smear option, smudge. I'll use smudge. That would do. I'll use my paintbrush again. I'll add these colors over here as well. Okay, fine. I'll increase the brush size and I'll add this to like bottom of the neck as well. And over here as well, under the, even though these textures won't be visible because her dress will cover up her arms, so it's kind of fine even if we do it or not. It's just I'm showing you how I do things. I'll just use my erase tool to erase few strokes, or like I like decrease the opacity of my erase tool as well, so it doesn't erase everything completely. I'll just scale the brush down. Now I'll add another layer. I'll just add overlay again, or yes, overlay, and I'll change the color to maybe red. I don't know why. Okay, so it was on erase, so we'll change it from erase to paint mode. We'll change it to red, a bit darker one, and reduce the size. I'll add some. Okay, actually I'm using my mouse only for doing all this. And I'll go back to erase maybe, and I can use smear as well, or smudge. This is clone. Is there any smudge tool? It's just smear, so we'll use smear only. It's like giving an impression that there is some sort of color. Just adding some extra depth to the texture, that's all. quite an interesting thing to work upon, like quite intuitive task. I'll reduce some things from like ears, corners maybe, to something like this. From the purple blue layer. See, inside is not going to be seen, so we don't have to worry about that area at all. And we'll make another, okay, we'll go to lip texture and we'll add a fill layer where we'll change it to maybe a purplish shade, somewhat like that. And we'll add like, okay, so there was a fill layer already there. I'll delete that. I'll put a layer one over, like paint layer over the fill layer, and here we'll add like only the normal and height. I don't know why I can't see. I'm just finding a good texture that I can add to, like, okay, this seems to be fine, but the thing is that how do we have to tell substance? Okay, it's already selected, but is it even working? No, it isn't. How can I do that? What if I add another layer? I just want to add some lip texture to it, not the color. And like, can I do that too? What if I add a black mask and add this over there? So actually the thing is that they are not correctly aligned. You might have to rotate few things, yes, to make it work. Something like this will do. But the thing is that oh shit, I need to again do some research on how to, like, why things are not working correctly. Okay, but that's too much. I don't want to do that. Alpha is that. I want only height. Why things are not being visible is the question. I'll multiply it. Still not getting what I want. Quite sad. Brush is okay. Stencil. Let me just check the other file. Character one. Save it. this isn't showing how I did it before, I guess. Very funny. There is no, okay. So I move my, but in this file I can see that these options are available. In that file somehow the options aren't available at all. Open recent. Now they are available. What the hell? Earlier I was not being able to see these things. I just turn off metallic, roughness as well, just keep these two. See, things are working fine. I'll reduce the size maybe to somewhat like this. Add a harsh lip texture because we'll reduce the normal map in like Blender texturing. I don't know why sometimes I am not being able to see stuff, but that's okay, I guess, until the time things are getting completed. I'll go back to skin texture. I'll select this one. I'll go to erase and I'll like probably erase. Okay, so stroke opacity was like 100%. I'll reduce the stroke opacity even here and a little bit over here so that it feels like there is something but not too much. Yes, that would do. I'll delete a little bit. Oh, sorry. On the red one. So I'll add a small like texture on her like eyeshadow maybe and a little bit of like pinkishness to her cheeks. So I've created another layer which I will like add color to, roughness as well. I'll increase the roughness and change it to like a very light pink, and I'll again overlay it and change the brush to like basic soft. But if I, instead of overlaying it, multiply, okay, so I'll do a multiply, but I'll reduce the opacity to maybe like 29, I guess, or 30. I'll use an erase brush again. Again, opacity is what we need to check first. I guess this will do for me. And in like I'll go back here and choose a white color and I'll add and decrease the size even more of the brush. I'll add some freckles and I'll use a smear brush so that they are there but not too much. I'll use a purplish shade again for like her eyeshadow maybe. Again I'll go to my paintbrush and choose this color over here. Okay, and I'll increase the brush. That's too much. This will do. I'll change it to multiply. I'll increase the roughness. Yes, it's already increased. So it's way too dark, and like I'll be using my erase brush to erase few things. So for all this I'm using my mouse only. Okay, you have to see things from all the angles because sometimes you might feel you're doing things correct from one angle and from another angle things might not look as they supposed to. So I can add a little bit of layer over here on the corner and we'll again reduce it to like maybe okay, if I reduce it somehow there is some sort of line on the corner which I am not liking at all. So let's reduce the brush again and erase it off. So the moment I erase it, there's some sort of line that appears. So if I instead of multiply keep it to normal, yes, still there is a line. If you see, how can we control that? Can we or can we not is the question at the moment. What about if I use a smear brush? Okay, with smear brush I can just remove it instead of erase. I'll come to front view and check what things are looking right, how things are looking right now. And okay, I'll go back to smear again. I'll reduce the size and bring things in shape. We can just keep on working until unless we are satisfied. So this is kind of that kind of process. A very light would do for me. I'll reduce this black line even more with the smear brush, but it certainly doesn't go away. Let's just check our textures. That would be a bit, give a better idea how they look in Blender. So file, export textures, with alpha 4096 texture set with dilation and transparent. I don't need AO. I don't need the normal as well. I'll use normal OpenGL only, and I'll select a file where I have to export things to. I'll create a folder, text underscore character underscore 1, and select it and just export them. And now I'll go back to Blender. We did a duplicate, right? So we'll bring her over here. First I'll add normal body color only to this character by pressing image, like going to shader editor. I'll open a press shift A and add a image texture obviously, and then I'll go back to where I saved everything. Okay, so this is for the lips. I'll go back again. This is for the main body. Let's go to okay, so this is how it's looking. Let's just okay, sorry, I'll duplicate it by pressing shift D. Base height, I'll add a metallic first. I'll add it to metallic. I'll set it to like non-color, and I'll duplicate it again. I'll add roughness. I'll add it to roughness. I'll set it to non-color again. I'll duplicate it again. I'll add a normal map. I can set this to non-color as well. I'll add a bump, height, and over here, so we get very fine height. Can we use normal? No. So I'll not increase the distance too much. 0.01 is fine. And now about the lips. So let's go to Google and let's just add our files over here, like character Scalp, no, substance texturing. These are our textures. So I'll keep this folder in another screen, which you will not be able to see at the moment, but I'll be adding textures basically. So base on base texture, then height on height. Yes, done. Then I'll add metallic on metallic. Then I'll add this, what you call, roughness on roughness. Then I'll add normal map, which is somewhat like this, and on top of that I'll add the skin texture normal map. So now obviously you cannot see things, so we'll do some changes. First of all, I'll rasterize this one. I'll add roughness map on top of it. I'll click left control and left mouse button so that I select what's there, and control shift I invert it and go back to like my lip layer and delete everything and keep only the lips. So to see that, you can see I have deleted all the blue area. So either I can just simply control D to deselect everything now and put it over this map, and this will work fine. I can do a change, like similar thing for the entire body as well. So I'll add a height map again on this one. I'll control select it, control shift I invert it, hide it, and I'll select my skin texture and delete everything apart from the textures only and keep it in alpha format. Control D to deselect, and I'll start exporting my textures. I'll save it as is, file export as png, save, file export as png, save, file export as png. So this step would have, can be like removed if like that black mask thing that I was trying would have worked, then I wouldn't have to do this at all. For like two textures it's okay, but like if there are too many textures, then like it's kind of pain, and then that method works the best. So I'm just creating a folder over here, and I'll go to downloads. I'll select them all and like add them to this character final one. So now I'll delete all these textures and open my folder, select all of them, bring them in. Yes, so base is on the top, that's cool. Then height, oh sorry, metallic, I'll convert it to not, keep it just behind the base. I'll move normal and height over here and bring roughness up, and non-color again I'll add roughness, I'll add normal to the height, and then I'll add a displacement height. I'll add it to displacement. So this is our texture basically. I'll save the file now. First of all, I'll close all these windows, and now I'll select this one. I'll just hide it and press Alt G to place it back. And this is our character with new textures. She has got some shades and like some pink cheeks and stuff. She kind of looks cool. The only thing left now is her nails, scalp. So let me just write things down again, otherwise I'll forget that those things are to be done. I'll come to save it again, and I'll select my pen and I'll say body texture is done. 6 is nails, 7 is her, what you call, what was I talking about, scalp, because it's much needed, otherwise yeah, we'll see her kind of in a bald sense, just like me. So the amount of hairs I have, we need to like add somewhat like that to the character, so that it doesn't like hair doesn't feel to be transparent kind of, that's all. So let's do the scalp now first, and then we'll move on to further move further. Basically I'll just select, okay, first of all let me just turn on face mode, and with lasso tool I'll select these faces. I'll press shift and select few more faces. And this is what we have. I can add few more faces like on the forehead maybe. I'll select these, and even this row. Yes, that's it. So I'm going to like duplicate this one, P selection, and I guess this one is it. I'll call it scalp. I'll remove the texture. I'll add new. I'll go to like maybe shader. Yes, shader editor again. I'll add a image texture again. So there are two ways. I'm using the easiest one, not the more difficult one, obviously, because see, you have to be like, I'm not going for a realistic kind of characters at all. They are like a bit cartoony kind of characters, so they'll it will be okay to use this kind of process. But if you're going for a realistic kind of thing, then you might have to like try the other options, obviously. I'll press new, and 1024 is fine. I'll save the file again. I'll connect it to alpha and go to like material view. Okay, and I'll change the color to black. First of all we need to do now is like add some alpha to it. So I'll go to texture paint. Instead of mix, I'll select erase alpha. So it doesn't work directly. Maybe I'm doing again something wrong. I might have to check. Alpha is selected. I'll increase the screen size in panel, items, tools. Erase alpha is on. Hand painted strokes. It isn't doing anything. That's kind of sad. Let's check. Okay, we can't see things over there. Okay, so we need to select our material, I guess. Let me just, so its name is untitled. Okay, the material is already selected, but certainly texture paint is not showing us the results. uh, I'll change it to like scalp underscore alpha, and go back to like texture paint maybe. I'll just hide the hairs for now. The hairs are going inside the body, I guess, which we might have to work upon. So I'll select this. Okay, it has started to work, but I want things to be a bit smooth, so we can reduce the strength, but it works kind of weird. Yeah, I just don't like to work in like Blender at all. That's the reason. I don't know why it's behaving that way. Even if I reduce the size. Okay, so this is the hard brush. What if I use the, so it has started. Okay, it's on mix. Okay, no issues. I'll add back some stuff, but still like blur. mm, I'll If I use blur, it still doesn't work the way I want it to. It's definitely adding back. Paint soft pressure. So let's go back to substance painter only. Like I hate it. Uh, I hate the texturing part of Blender, which I guess should be solved. Some people do it like quite easily. Somehow I have tried it hundreds and hundreds of times, but my results are kind of sad. Like, do you see? It's not getting blurred at all. Why? Okay. And the moment I go to like material view or any other view, it stops showing. And if I change this to like shader editor, and if I like mute it, unmute it, it might work sometimes. I have seen that too. So I'll just like export this. That would be the best option I've got right now. So I'll simply export this one, Q export FBX. You can find out tutorials regarding this thing, but seriously, this is the only reason I purchased. I spent like $250 on like, or maybe like $300 on like buying the software, or maybe 200 or somewhat like that. On Steam, Substance Painter is available. So otherwise there was no need. Rest Blender can do good, but somehow texturing is like what I hate to do over here. It feels like pain. I'll press new, select, I'll add a scalp. Okay, save. So the scalp is already here, and so I'll just bake the mesh maps like quickly. Hardly going to take a minute, maybe max 30 seconds was the time maybe it took. One thing we need to do is add a map called opacity. and we'll go to layers and turn off color, metal, roughness, normal, height, and opacity is the only map that I want. So even here it's somewhat like not working. I don't know why. Oh shit. Okay, I'll turn on opacity. Okay, so yes, it's working. Wait. There is a blur option or not? There isn't a blur option. So I'll turn on symmetry so that I don't have to do it on both the sides, and both side looks almost similar to what I'm doing. There might be like way better ways to do this, so it's totally up to you how you like work on this part. I'm just showing you what I'm trying to do, that's all. And I'll erase this one because I don't need these lines. And I'll use a smear tool again. I'll increase the brush size to somewhat like that so that there is some sort of blur. And I guess I know why the opacity isn't like working in the viewport at the moment, because we need to kind of set that thing. But I'll like export the textures because it will work in Blender for sure, I know that. So I'll turn off everything except the opacity, and I'll select the folder where I want to export. So substance texture, text corrector, final. Okay, select this folder. I don't need anything except this, so I'll just export it, and I'll go back to Blender and open the textures, substance textures, final. There is an opacity map. I'll select this one. So let's see. Okay, even this isn't working at the moment. I don't know why. Non-color. Let's check this in. Okay, is there anything at all in the texture? Oh, 1 second. Let's just open the texture. Is there anything? Okay, it's pure white somehow. Maybe I need to, do black it out, I guess. That's the issue. Add a generator maybe. No, not generator. I'll add a filter, gradient. I'll press OK. Go to materials. In materials, it's not visible at all. What if I just like paint it directly? Wait a second. Let's delete this. Add a color instead of opacity. I'll add a black color right now. I'll add this to the corners. I might have to work on my texturing skills at least. They are the weakest, I guess. But again, it's like you can't learn everything, is what I have learned so far. You can just stick to fewer things and be best at it. Even though, like, it's been over 4 years now that I'm working with these softwares, still I feel that uh, I can see. It's like getting familiar to this space is the main thing. Rest is like uh, how good you are at your, like, how good do you manage to fix things is kind of what 3D feels to me. And I'm manageably good, I feel. Not the best, but I just get the job done kind of guy, I guess. And I guess this will work. I'll try to export textures again. I'll go back. I'll from opacity. I'll change it to export. The okay. I might have to change the folder so that name doesn't get changed. I'll export it and go back to like here. I'll connect this. I'll go back a folder up and select the base color. Okay, so I've got that. I'll remove it. Still things are not working correctly. Like screw blender, I guess. I don't know why, but why is alpha not working? I have no clue now. I've done almost everything possible in my knowledge to like get things done, but should I invert the color? Invert color. No, still it doesn't. Alpha. Let me check if the base color. Okay, something is seriously weird in this base color. What if I use export textures with alpha with transparent dilatation, set to like 512, export again and come back over here. I don't know what is the issue. It's just not working correctly somehow. Let me go to okay. Actually, in previous version there was like alpha hashed and all those kind of things, and since they have added okay, so now something is working. Definitely something is weird. If I go back to you, no, 1 second, let me just select the scalp mode, press scale it a little up. Okay, so it's working now. but totally opposite to what I need. So I'll just invert the color and that will do. So it's working finally. It took me like a time to realize that the mesh was overlapping and I was not being able to see it. So it's kind of fixing issues, I guess. How good you are at fixing issues is what 3D is. uh, Finalized hairs, yes, or like, oh, not these ones. I'll turn off finalized hairs rendering option as well. uh, these are the ones I need to turn on, and now if we'll see them from anywhere, they'll be like a black mask scalp inside it so that it doesn't look bald completely, which is pretty cool. And that would save our lives kind of situation. So scalp is also done. Let's fix the nails and then I'll take rest for like 15-20 minutes. I'll have something and then maybe we'll. Scalp is also done. Nails are left. Let's move on to nails. Save the file again. Go to solid viewport. I'll come back to my layout first and I'll select my hand. Select few faces from thumb first, like these, and few from here on the fingers. Do that for one side of hand so that we can mirror it or symmetrize it to the other. I'll duplicate this P selection and select the nails, press A, select all, press Alt S so that they are above the skin, and I'll remove the texture. I'll add new. I'll add a purplish shade only for her nail paints, and let's check how it appears basically, then we'll fix them. Okay, so fine. I'll reduce the roughness, and now what we have to do is that I'll move these faces, oh sorry, edges a bit forward and we can scale them. Come to side view and like move them somewhere like this, and I can add a loop over here, scale it a little so that it looks more like nails instead of some layer on top. And I'll do this for like all of them. For the fingers I can do this at once. I'll select these two edges for all of them and come to front view and press G and move them a little forward, somewhat like this. I'll select them all, Alt S, or no, I'll select these edges which are at the back. I'll go to like this option over here for transform pivot point and select individual origins, and then scale them all and move them on GZ a little. Sorry, I need some water. It's been over 1.5 hours. Speaking continuously. Oh, okay. All I need to do is Alt-X and symmetrize and check in render view. So we have got nails on both the hands. Yes. Cute. I just want to change the color of like her belt buckle. Let's take out a render and check everything. Press F12 and so almost everything is complete. Now we have to move on to animation, rigging, and like Prisma. So in next one, I'll try to like finish Prisma first, and then we'll move. I'll go to like rigging, and the last step would definitely be animation. So stick to it. I guess the textures are way too hard on her face. They look rugged, so I'll reduce the normal map for sure, and displacement as well a little bit. I'll bring down the strength to like 0.1 and this is fine. I'll just take out another render to check. Actually, the only issue right now is like my eyebrow is not kind of sorry, eyelashes. I feel have been a little longer up till here, So, and they are like merging inside the body, which I might have to fix. So let's do that. Uh, Save it first. Saving is very important. I'll go to edit mode, select these, bring them out of the main body basically. I'll move these down. Okay, even these I need to bring this to like I'll come to front view first and move it this to somewhere here. And let's check if things look okay or not. Okay, they look stretched. Definitely, obviously, they would look stretched. I'll move things back. I'll select these four. I'll duplicate it. I'll come to front view again, rotate them. So I actually need only two or maybe a one set of them would work out. X faces. Uh, I'll merge at last. Merge at last. Merge at last. And I'll move this up. I'll come to side view. I'll move it back. A bit distorted definitely, but fixes the issue. I need some coffee or tea maybe, because like my throat is hurting me too much right now to speak. I'll move these two back as well. I'll save it. Sorry. I'll press Alt X. I'll symmetrize it so that both sides have equal eyelashes. I need to fix like the outer layer, I guess, of the eye. I'll come to object mode. Oh, sorry. Solid viewport first. I'll turn off this and go to like my I'm really sorry. My water bottle is also finished. Another one. Okay. Let's move on. What if I reduce IOR a little? But render will give the best, outcome for this. Let me just change it from principal BSDF to a simple like glass shader, glass BSDF. Yes, and add this instead of that. And I'll change the IOR to like 1.3. What if I add a thickness? Add a very minute toughness, somewhat like 001 maybe. Like take out a render again, and we'll check what it looks like. Uh, Actually, it's taking too much time because it's a 4K render, not a 2K render, but at a like very low sample rate, like 20. with denoising. So still, finally I'll be able to see what our character looks like. Okay, the eyeball actually looks like pretty flat. It doesn't look shiny is the only issue I have. I might like check few tutorials or something like that and check how to fix those things. Rest looks pretty much perfect. Actually, this takes like the laying should go inside as well, like inside the what you call shoe. Anyway, so here we are. Like, I'll finish this stream for now. This is what we have created. I'll save the image as like 45th try. So there are like lots of tries that I have done. Let me just give you like an insight of how many try renders are there of. So this is one of it. So from here things started. Lot of tries. And the final one. Hope you like the efforts. I guess please subscribe, please like, please do comment, share it if you can with anyone. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Take care.